Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back your lovely faces to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, where a student has done an opinion piece. And to be honest with you, the opinion piece, it's a very well thought out piece. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump straight on into it because they throw a few things in there which is like, right, why aren't people seeing this? So this is what we got. So from the scribe, opinion, she should have been fired. This is from Caitlin Diekman, do apologise for the surname. The high-profile names Johnny Depp and AH are by no means foreign to the spotlight, but over the past 5 years, both actors have seen a great deal of legal coverage, beginning with their divorce in 2016. While one would go on to lose jobs in Hollywood, the other would continue making huge cinematic films and gain millions. She originally shook Johnny Depp fans with an outstanding accusation, calling Johnny Depp this, and even filing a temporary restraining order, which we did go over, and obviously we did talk about that at length, because then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, I got rid of it now. I only did that because the lawyers told me, according to her mum. Anyone who has ever loved the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, basically any film produced by Tim Burton, or even the more recent Fantastic Beasts, felt their fandom shook by this development. Everyone did. Even people who were not fans of some of those franchises, they were like, this guy's meant to be the nicest guy ever. You know what I mean? He's like the Keanu Reeves. Him and Keanu Reeves are always the ones who are the nicest people in Hollywood. By the end of the divorce battle, she won $7 million and claimed to have donated it to charity. It wasn't until 2018 that things again once heated up. She wrote the op-ed for the Washington Post saying she had been done this in previous relationships and that it was our culture to blame for the individual standing against her. The article brought a great deal of defamation to Johnny's name and his career despite not naming him directly in the article. He sued her in a defamation case explaining that she was not a victim but rather the perpetrator and that she only wanted to generate more publicity around her name. Depp also filed a libel suit against The Sun, which published an article outright calling Johnny Depp this. The greater public bent their ears to her story and wanted Johnny to fall as a result of his accused wrongdoings of this against her. He lost his libel case and defamation suit, making fans believe her side of the story even more. And I want to stop on that part by there, because that is very, very true. Excuse me. When this all happened, and obviously the English court with that complete utter arsehole of a judge, when he said, oh, I believe this, blah, 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 even though he didn't actually do anything properly, didn't even look into any of the evidence, people were like, well, the courts have done it for him. He's a properly accused. He's been this. He was found guilty of doing this. No, he wasn't. He has never been found guilty of any criminal act, which people supporting her, they seem to keep going on, while the judge found him that he was this. The judge said he was guilty. No, this is not what it was about. And again, the English court case was not against her. This is why Judge Penny in America has thrown her claim to have it thrown out, stopped. This is why it's still going forward. But some of these people, they don't like to look at that. They just think, oh, well, this judge is wrong. Or the English found out that he was guilty of this. They branded him guilty. No, it was a libel suit, not a criminal case. Johnny Depp was asked to resign from his role in Fantastic Beasts 3 as a result, and he now faces a Hollywood boycott against him. However, in 2020, phone recordings were leaked that featured conversations between her and him. Through these recordings, it was revealed that she had done this to him several times, also saying, I can't promise you I won't get physical again. And obviously, we also know the famous, oh, my hand was doing this, I don't know what motion it was doing, it wasn't punched, it wasn't this, I hit you, but it wasn't punched. So, but what? You know, it's completely mind-blowing that with all the actual evidence out there supporting Johnny Depp and her saying, I did this, I did that. And, you know, they're like, oh no, we believe her more than you, Mr. Depp, I'm sorry. When a judge says, oh, I can't be bothered listening to police officers, their side of the story, just because they didn't take any notes. Yeah, to a lot of people that just seems like, oh, the police could be right here, I'm not going to listen to them. And obviously then you had Roberta Kaplan and all these people coming out saying, well, of course they're going to say that the judge was bought off, or the judge is this, or the judge is that. Everyone found out. And they found the links between the judge, AH's lawyers, and Rupert Murdoch. There is literally a direct line from the judge to his son, son to Murdoch, because Murdoch hired his son. But again, no, they don't want to talk about that because they all think that's wrong. Proof of this on Johnny Depp was not, and still is not, enough to clear his name in Hollywood. Meanwhile, she, who admitted doing all this against him, still remains in her feature role in the upcoming Aquaman 2. Based on the court ruling and news headlines, it is easy for people to skim over articles and documents and label Johnny Depp as this. However, in the original divorce case, he was cited as only throwing his phone at her, which counted in her favour. Though Johnny Depp's actions in that scenario were not justified, it did not seem to be an indicator of any further defamatory actions. Johnny Depp never once used this in any of his legal battles, never came forward, and certainly didn't hold any of it against her. Yet, he is the one facing the consequences, and he shouldn't be. I wanted to see Johnny Depp play Grindelwald in The New Beasts, and I would like to see him in future Pirates of the Caribbean projects. But one thing remains true as of now. He has no projects in the works. She, however, recently called on by fans to be removed from Aquaman 2, only to have producers decided to keep her on. She should have been fired from the franchise, and I stand by a boycott against the film once it hit theatres. Just because she is a woman does not make her entitled to keep her job any more than Depp. And every article that ignores her this and supports her acting in upcoming films is no better than defamatory news outlets. Until Johnny Depp receives the justice he deserves, I will not be enjoying any of her films she is a part of, and shame on DC for continuing her employment. If I could be any less of a fan of the DC universe, it comes at no sooner time than now, when she undeservingly holds onto the spotlight. And this is very true, and like I said, guys, this article is absolutely fantastic. I will leave the link below for you so you can have it a read, so we can get Caitlin the clicks, because it's a fantastic article. And like you said, she does go through a lot of things in this, which, when you think of it and you see, it's just sad that news outlets and a lot of people, they're continuing to ignore the actual evidence supporting Johnny Depp that he was the victim in all of this. But again, no, we've seen news reports come out and they're like, oh, he's not being boycotted, he's not being this, he's not being that. And it makes you think, why are you so against him? Is it because that is actually come out showing that he is a victim and that he was telling the truth the entire time, but because you've said all this horrible shit in the past, you have to continue down that line? No, you don't. The tables are turning and the tide is slowly facing towards her now, which is always great to see, because we are seeing some, the Daily Mail and a couple of other news outlets now, they are like, ooh, actually, yeah, he was the victim. But too late that all that is, my friends. That's how I'm looking at this now anyway. But I'm still going to be boycotting Aquaman 2 because, to be honest with you, fuck Aquaman 2. It's kind of sad that they've done this, but it's not going to be fun when that film hits cinemas because it's not going to make over $1 billion. The press tour is going to be abysmal. So many people are going to be asking about, so, Mr. Depp was telling the truth then? And, or it wouldn't surprise me if they actually say to him, yeah, don't do anything, stop it, But if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.